Hello everyone and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary with EXO, and today we're going to be looking at a pretty cool match-up rather. It is going to be Liquid TLO spawning as the red Terran over here at the 10 o'clock position, and at the 5 o'clock position we are going to have ESC Goody spawning as the purple Terran. So yep, the Panzer General against one of the fan favorites over here. TLO obviously hasn't been, he's been saying it himself, he hasn't won any major tournaments lately, so he wants to really change that, and there's a lot of tournaments coming up. There's DreamHack, there's MLG, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see TLO in there. Actually, there was that news about him getting sponsored by Sony Ericsson as well. Yeah, that's pretty interesting to see. Obviously, it doesn't really matter that he didn't have all those great results lately. He's just, you know, so many people love him, and sponsors, you know, people sponsors go where the people are, basically. So yeah, but yeah, Goody also a very good player. Most of you, I'm sure you know Goody from the European scene. He's a German player. He usually is very well known for his mech play. He's called he has this aka, you know, the Panzer General and stuff, because he uses so many tanks, so many Thors, stuff like that. And yeah, this time TLO is spawning as Terran, so obviously TLO, I mean, he's still playing random, which is very surprising to see after almost a year since the game launched. But yeah, TLO is one of those players. He plays very well, doesn't matter what race he plays, but I still think that, you know, playing one race will get you a little bit stronger than you know, just playing all three. But the thing is, playing random does offer some advantages. The opponent never knows what you spawn as. He doesn't really know what build to go for. It's a little bit confusing, things like that. So it does have its perks. But now, talking a little bit about the game. By the way, the patch is out, but this replay is just this replay is taken from a day before the patch. So yeah, I can't really show you those UI interface, those new interface changes that they've added in the replay. You know, the replay panel over here. So let's take a look at the game so far. Goody opening with the Tech Lab on the barracks, getting Marauder, getting maybe concussive shells. Let's see, 50 gas very soon. I'm just gonna keep hovering over here and take a look at this. No, doesn't look like it. Maybe. Come on, Goody. No, doesn't look like he's going for concussive shell. And TLO doing a very interesting thing over here. Goody has scouted this, going for a fast command center. Obviously, Shakur's Plateau, a map where you can easily defend your natural, but seems like Goody is gonna go for a, a proxy bunker over here. This looks like a ZVT rather than a TVT. Goody trying to contain TLO and not let him get this expansion up as natural. But TLO is getting his own bunker down right now. First Marine is on the way. He needs to weaken that that SV. Remember, I do remind you that bunker build time hasn't been nerfed here. It is 5 seconds faster than the current build. There we go, Marine getting taken out. I mean, the SCV getting taken out, but a Marauder is coming right now. No more SCVs though to repair. There we go, another SCV is on the way. And well, these SCVs just follow each other on the way as well. So let's see how this is going to work out. Looks like one Marine, two Marines now in the bunker, and two SCVs. I think TLO is going to be just fine. Goody is repairing though, so here we go. This is something you don't see every day. Bunker versus bunker with SCVs repairing each other, repairing the bunker, I mean. Oh, and Goody loses another 2 SCV. That's pretty bad for Goody, and looks like TLO is going to be just fine right now. And well, I think that Goody should probably salvage this. I don't even know, will he have time to? It looks like yes, he will have time to salvage that bunker. Now let's take a look at the bases of both these guys and what's happening in there. Looks like factory on the way for Goody, so probably gonna see more than one factory. I just have a feeling, you know, I don't know why, but I think so. And he is expanding himself. His expansion is a little bit late though compared to TLO's. Now TLO getting a factory of his own. He's not mining in the main at all because he transited all those SCVs down here to make sure he could repair this whenever needed. So smart play over there from TLO. He is moving. Oh, a Reaper on the way. I didn't catch this one. So Reaper in base. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that much. 3 Marines in here. Reaper is almost dead. There we go. Gets taken out. So Goody trying to put a lot of pressure in the early game over here on TLO, but didn't seem like it was paying off, and he lost a lot of money by doing this. And if you take a look at the units lost over here, we're going to see 150 extra minerals from Goody that he lost. So yeah, he needs to saturate these bases as fast as he can right now, and he's getting a starboard, which is interesting. Looks like he's lifting this off, and and here we go. He might just want to get a Banshee. This interesting play from Goody. I don't know if it's really smart to do what he's doing right now. He did try to put a lot of pressure in the early game. It didn't work. I think he should focus on, you know, getting his economy up and getting there we go, getting Cloak as well. Interesting play from Goody, but a scan is going down from TLO, and TLO will see exactly what's going on. Let's see his response. Is there? Yep, engineering bay just started right now. Good response from TLO. So I think he's just going to be placing down a few turrets here and there. And it's there's going to be absolutely no problem from TLO in dealing with that Banshee. But also, siege mode on the way for Goody, and looks like he's placing down a factory. I don't know. I should have. Yep, he did cancel Cloak. Good move over there from Goody. Now probably TLO is going to invest in some turrets for detection that he will not need because the Banshee is not going to have Cloak. But still, the turrets can defend obviously against a non-cloned Banshee as well. Now, second factory on the way for Goody. Like I said, he really likes to use mech units, so probably going to see even more factories being added on as he gets additional bases, additional gas, especially. Mech units are very gas-intensive units, so you need a lot of gas to sustain production of those units. And obviously, many people, you know, I see so many people asking questions like, why shouldn't I get so many buildings and stuff to be able to make stuff? Well, yes, you can make them, but you cannot really sustain them. If you can't sustain them, there's no point in making additional buildings, additional production structures. So, yeah, that's the reason why pros just add on buildings as they get more expansions, because there's no point, because there's no way to sustain. But let's take a look at TLO's right now. TLO's base right now. He's getting Stimpak, infantry weapons upgrade level 1, and a Viking, while Goody is getting a Raven. Now, let's see. No Thors yet, no tanks on the way. Just these 2 tanks have been produced, and that's it right now. But it looks like he's saving money for something. I'm not exactly sure what. He's not really producing anything. He's getting pre-igniter. This is interesting. This is a little bit late though, but it can be very good. It can be very damaging to your opponent because he might never expect it. Some blue flame Hellion drop in the mid to late game, and this base is a bit saturated. You should move some of those SCVs maybe down here. But yeah, like I said, your opponent might not expect this, so if you just get a drop in the mineral line somewhere over here and then just move them in there, you can kill like 10-15 SCVs without any issue. Now, let's take a look at Goody. Again, he's getting an additional factory right now, so 3 factories for Goody, getting the armory as well. Obviously gonna get the upgrades for his mech units, and we probably will see a few Thors coming out as well after this. But both these players, I think they will want to expand. And look at the production tab; it is so full with, it's so filled with researches and stuff like that. Actually, TLO is getting Cloak right now, and this is a very interesting play. I mean, Banshee is already on the way. Cloak is almost done. This Banshee, where's that Banshee? There we go. This Banshee over here, and getting some siege tanks as well. Basically, both players getting a lot of researches right now, a lot of teching going on both sides. Now, I'm curious to see who will be the player to expand first to his third base, to his third base. So we're just gonna have to see. Looks like TLO has a lot of barracks and he's adding more. So this game is probably going to look like infantry versus mech, and we'll just have to see how that works out. Also, Goody getting this Raven and the point defense drone obviously is good for things like Marauders, but there's not that many Marauders from TLO. Looks like TLO, actually he's getting some Marauders right now. He only has it's weird. I think you should take the time to maybe add reactors one by one to these barracks to not hold production from all of them, obviously. But I'm pretty sure he should start adding some reactors. There we go, adding a tech lab actually. And, well, no reactors. He's getting a lot of Marines. I think it would be very smart for him to actually start getting those reactors. But a drop is on the way from Goody right now, and this Banshee is still hovering over here. It doesn't really look like anything is happening yet, but TLO did expand over here, so let's see. This blue flame Hellion drop might be just great. A turret going down over here. Let's see if TLO sees this fast enough. There are no turrets here yet. He will drop these Hellions in the mineral line, but no, TLO does move back, and this drop is probably going to get nullified because, well, he needs to be careful. What is he doing with the medivac? The medivac. Will he be able to drop any of these units off? I don't. Maybe one. No, he does lose all of those blue flame Hellions. That's a pretty big loss over there from Goody. He could have just dropped them off here, and they are pretty fast, so you could move them into the main simply using the ground instead of trying to hover over there with the medevac. But anyway, it looks like Goody did get a pretty sizable force over here, a mech force, and he's pushing ahead right now, although, is this going to do the damage he wants? TLO doesn't have any forces right now over here, that's the thing. And there we go, one of these Vikings trying to scout what's happening over here. There's one Lonely Banshee coming. Might do some damage to these tanks indeed. Let's see if a scan comes down. If a scan comes down, needs to be very careful with the Banshee. The Banshee goes down. But TLO does know, right now he knows that there is a attack coming onto this side. He's probably going to move his army onto this side. But the thing is, where is his army? There we go. The army is there. He's transitioning. It's transiting, actually, not transitioning. Transiting into position right now. And another Banshee from TLO being cloaked over here, trying to do some damage. Most likely he wants to take care of these siege tanks. And what is the Banshee doing? There we go. TLO's forces moving in, but there are a lot of siege top tanks in here, moving the SCVs in front as well to absorb some of the damage. Looks like this is going to get cleaned up. TLO just has too many units, and he has a lot of medevacs along with his infantry and a few tanks. So Goody not looking really good in this game. He is expanding though right now. He has expanded actually already to his third. He's getting his orbital command up. But TLO looks like he's building a command center down here. He's going to float it probably up onto the ledge, and that's going to be one base. He's still going to be one base ahead of Goody. Now TLO looks like he's doing... So yeah, what was I saying? My hard drive ran out of space. I had to open some space. I have no idea how that happened, but yep, there we go. Speed is on normal. And yeah, just wanted to say that it looks like TLO is doing the reverse thing right now. He's moving in into Goody's base through the exact same path that Goody followed to get to TLO's expansion. Looks like TLO is going to try to move in there, drop some forces on top of those tanks. Let's see if he's going to make it, create some splash damage. There we go. Good play over there from TLO, doing a lot of damage to those tanks, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. A lot of siege top tanks, and TLO really doesn't have all the army he needs, but he's moving a lot of infantry down in position right now. Let's see. I think this is going to do the trick right here, dropping some tanks off. These Hellions getting taken out over there. This Raven just really, I don't know what he's trying to do over there, but that's a lot of Hellions taking down those Marines really, really fast, especially with the tank and Thor support in the back. Hellions get taken out, but so does TLO's infantry, and it looks like TLO's going to want to back off right now. I don't think he's going to want to keep on fighting in position over here. Some auto turrets being placed right here, and looks like that absorbed a lot of the initial damage from those tanks, and Goody's going to be able to destroy all the forces over here as well. A lot of infantry coming from TLO's side, but it's getting taken out very, very fast because there's Hellions and there's mech, and these Hellions are dealing with the Marines really, really great, while the mech is doing a lot of damage to the Marauders, and of course the Marines as well, because these siege tanks do pack a punch. So there we go. Looks like Goody doing a lot of damage over here. TLO not looking good at all. He's losing all his reinforcements, lifting off this command center. He's going to retreat to his main base. And whoa, in the meantime, I missed this fusion core. So there was a fusion core being planted down, and a battlecruiser is on the way. It's just one though, but battlecruiser is obviously really great against against this kind of unit composition. Barely any Vikings inside in Goody's unit composition. Just Hellions and Thors really do absolutely like no damage to battlecruisers. So let's see if TLO is going to be able to hold this off. Looks like he might just be able to hold off this attack. There we go, moving in with a lot of units. He needs to snipe down that Thor, not lose his Banshee. Banshee does go down though, but TLO does repel Goody for now. Thing is, TLO does have this command center completed as well. He needs to float this on top. Let's see this command center idling around. There we go, moving the SCV. Yep, he is floating the command center on top right now. I think TLO is going to what is happening here? Some weird permutations with the command center, so I'm not exactly sure what he's doing right now. He was landing a command center, but he's landing that one and bringing this one here. I'm not exactly sure. I think he's just gonna take advantage, just land this extra command center and make use of the mules. Oh no, he's actually expanding over here, dropping. He's not gonna expand this position again, knowing that it's really not safe, since Goody's doing a lot of pushes through that avenue. But Goody having, oh my God, Goody has a lot of forces right now. He has, let's take a look at the army count, almost 30 supply ahead for Goody over here over TLO, and TLO is getting under attack. He's being under attack at that base over there. This lonely battlecruiser coming in, trying to do some damage. Looks like TLO is doing good focus fire. He did take down a lot of those tanks, sieging up some additional tanks over here. Those Vikings can easily take down the battlecruiser, just outranging it. And well, TLO is in a lot of trouble right now. He needs to do damage to whatever he can. Getting a scan off as well onto the Banshee. It looks like Banshee and the Battlecruiser were trying to focus fire on these tanks, and one of the Vikings getting taken out. And there we go, second Viking, I mean the first Viking actually from TLO coming out, taking care of Goody's Viking. Looks like Goody's gonna back off for now, but I really don't know. TLO is really in a tough position at the moment. He's getting another Battlecruiser as we speak. And oh, these Hellions might just... Oh, there's a Planetary Fortress over here. Good play from TLO getting a Planetary Fortress at that position. He knows he really needs that expansion as he's mined out in his main and at his natural. And the other bases are really hard to mine from right now as Goody's pushing all the time. And Goody just sending loads and loads of mechs. You can see just huge amounts of tanks over here, accompanied by Hellions and Vikings. So... yeah, Goody is doing a great job at keeping TLO under pressure as he is expanding. So, well, TLO is probably going to try doing some sort of attack at this base over here, getting a Planetary Fortress though. So, if this is done, this attack is probably not going to do any damage at all, especially with all these forces moving back as well. Looks like Planetary Fortress is almost done. Helion's doing a lot of damage. Those forces stimming up, trying to run away, but I don't think that's going to be the case. There we go, just two Marauders making it away with barely any health. And meantime, though, TLO has had some time to breathe. I think he is getting some stability in his play right now. Again, he's getting his second Battlecruiser. He's also expanded at the bottom over here. The thing is, if you take a look at the income tab, TLO is really ahead in income still because he's using all these mules with the saved up energy he's had from all these command centers. So there we go, landing down at 2 additional mules. So yeah, TLO is doing okay when it comes to income, but he needs a lot of army, and he needs it really, really fast. And here we go, Goody is pushing across with a lot of units. That's a lot of tanks. Let's see, he needs to focus fire on the tanks. There we go, trying to focus fire as best he can. Those tanks doing some damage as well, but simply just too many units from Goody. Although a lot of these units have been cleaned up, even more reinforcements joining the fight right now. I don't think this is going to be enough. The Marauders getting taken out so fast by the tanks. And the Thors even landing some of the Vikings. And TLO may have the income, but he really doesn't have the army he needs to deal with all the forces from Goody. Goody is just so far ahead. Look at this 40 supply advantage right now, sieging up some tanks. This Planetary Fortress is probably going to go down very, very soon. TLO gave up getting the Battlecruisers. He's got these Vikings so he can defend this one Battlecruiser that he has against Goody's Vikings, but Goody still has a spear number of Vikings as well. And this Planetary Fortress did go down. All these SCVs trying to run away. They are getting taken down so fast by the tanks, but a few managed to get away. And well, TLO is going to have to pull off some sort of mirror goal to take this game, but this is such a close game, such a great game to cast. It's really, really fun to cast this game. There we go. Looks like TLO has caught some of these tanks. Is there trying to transit over to this base, and he did take them out. There we go, taking out this tank as well. Good play from TLO. He's going to take out these Thors as well. Very nice play from TLO, speculating that moment when the tanks were on siege. But the thing is, if you take a look at the income tab right now, Goody is really far ahead because he has these extra mining bases over here, and he's probably, yep, there we go, he's landing this command center as well. So he's going to be mining off a lot of bases. Now, TLO does have that one base down there, and he needs to land an additional command center over here. I'm not sure. There we go. He's trying to land a command center up here at the north, but he needs to lift this one off as there's just 20 gas over there, and he needs to put an additional 2 SCVs over here. Probably his macro slipping a little bit. So many things happening all over the map, but he needs to take a look at what's happening in the game because Goody is doing an amazing job at expanding right now, and TLO is just sluggish. He's dragging himself in this game, and although he managed to repel all those attacks, he needs to make a move right now. Otherwise, Goody will probably win in the long run now. Only level 2 upgrades. This is very surprising. Only infantry weapons level 2 on the way for TLO, and TLO getting 5 additional barracks over here. That's pretty amazing. Looks like some Blue Flame Hellions being dropped at this position, and oh, TLO might lose a lot of SCVs. He is spreading some of his SCVs, but I mean, will it be enough? There's a lot of Blue Flame Hellions right here, and some of them are stacking up. Oh my, oh, ouch. That is really, really brutal when you see something like that happening. But yeah, that's how StarCraft goes. And Hellions getting taken out though, but that was a lot of SCVs that got taken out for TLO. Now, it looks like TLO gave up the idea of landing over here. He probably wants to land this command center, though. He needs to lift it off and maybe land it over here. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking. And well, let's take a look at the army sizes again. Still, this is gonna be scary. I mean, look at this. This is going to be a really, really big push, and I don't think TLO has what he needs to back to back this up. I mean, oh my lord! And this unit composition is so great against something like this. I mean, siege tanks and Hellions and Thors. The Hellions basically doing all that splash in front, and same with the tanks. But the Hellions doing so much damage to the Marines, and yeah, Vikings being thrown into the mix as well, and these Thors just being used as meat shields, so the tanks can't take any damage. So really, this unit composition from Goody is really hard to tackle, but let's see what TLO is gonna be doing. He is spreading his forces out, and that's a good move. He has a lot of units, actually, and they're all spread out, which is nice, but he needs to attack when these tanks are on siege. He cannot attack into the siege tank line, and there we go. But the thing is, Goody is very smart, and he's edging himself forward, not unsieging all the tanks, just moving forward with a few of those tanks, trying to bait the rest of the forces in the siege tank line. There we go, and you can see just how fast these forces are getting taken out. TLO does GG. He knows there's nothing he can do right now, and wow, what an interesting game. And yeah, TVT's obviously you know, especially on a macro map, unless there's a really aggressive play in the start, they're probably gonna go into a macro game just like this one. And yeah, it's nice to see these things. An army like TLO's, an infantry-based army, and with some battlecruisers being thrown into the mix, and some tanks against the heavy mech army that Goody employs. But I mean, it's just so it's so surprising sometimes that, you know, as a player, I mean, Goody really has this reputation for using a lot of mech, and almost everyone who plays him is going to expect for him to use mech, and that's what happens like 99% of the time. But still, even so, even though they know his like format, you know, his custom of using these units, they still have such a hard time countering it and winning against Goody. So you can understand just how solid Goody's play is right now. By the way, this is a best of 3, so we're gonna be going off to game number 2 right now and see if TLO can pull this back. So I'll see you guys in game 2.